Khamzat Chimaev. Did you see the sparring footage?
I've seen some of the stuff. Yeah, he's
Brian, number 4 in the notes. Press play on this little video because I'm not sure how good this guy was. Zoom her in, but he looks bloody crisp here. Watch this nice little combo here.
Oh, the hat comes off. This is old, I think.
Is it? It got me. The internet got me. Is it old?
Because I remember him throwing the hat off before. I've seen that before, but I don't know if he maybe just does that all the time when gets touched with a punch and then the beanie comes off.
Well,
you know what I mean?
The beanie does come
business.
off. Or you flip the lid. You know, when someone catches you, you're like, all right, dickhead. This is serious.
Now we're going. I don't need this beanie on.
The hands are good on Khamzat. People forget about that. When you look at that video there, it's nice, crisp boxing. The hands are coming back to the chin every time. He's got power. We know about the wrestling. Do you think this is the toughest test of Dricus Du Plessis' career?
Yeah, I think so. I think just that first round type of crazy onslaught that he brings to the table and the pressure that he brings early in a fight is very, very difficult, where it might not be the highest caliber as far as pedigree and what we've seen from a fighter so far. I mean, you got Whittakers and people like that he's been able to beat and get through. But I absolutely think that this is going to be his biggest test for somebody that's going to come out. And you know that first 5 minutes is absolute chaos with somebody like Khamzat. He's going to be on him. He's going to try to take him down. He's going to try to take his back, and he throws big punches. And Dricus being a little bit wild and a little bit clumsy in there sometimes. I think this is his biggest test. But, dude, I'm done ever counting Dricus Du Plessis out of a fight. He has proven all of us wrong over and over again in these fights where we think this guy's going to kick his ass. So if I had to pick, I'm leaning Du Plessis, because
I mean, when you look at
something about him.
I'm a big fan of Du Plessis. It's crazy because when we did the UFC 317 weighing show, we had to pick most underrated fighters. And some of the other panel, I think a couple of them had Dricus Du Plessis as underrated, and I was like, I don't know if he's underrated, man. I think he's the real deal. He's a big, strong guy. He's knocking people out. He's wrestling them. He's submitting them. But if you look at Khamzat, right, we know he just goes through everyone like a hot knife through butter. Dricus beat Strickland twice. Israel Adesanya, Robert Whittaker. Before that was Derek Brunson and Darren Till and Brad Tavares. It was definitely, I won't say a step up because Strickland was a champ and Israel was a long-time champ. But I do think Khamzat is a different kind of beast. The question is, can he go 5 rounds? I think he knows he can't expect to go out there and just get a hold of Dricus, ragdoll him to the floor and face crank him, smash his teeth in like he did to Robert Whittaker and walk away, But the fun thing about Khamzat is that he'll try and do that. I don't think he has the ability to pace himself because he's never had a need to.
I don't think so either.
Winning.
Yeah. I think he will do the same thing. And I think that's why I lean a little bit towards Dricus, because I think if he can't do that, which I think will be tough to do against Du Plessis, is to get him out of there that early. I think he's a pretty damn durable, tough, determined dude. I think that's going to be his biggest problem, is his ability to fight 25 minutes at that kind of crazy pace that he fights at. And I don't see him going, okay, you know what, in this one, and it might be his worst. That might be the worst thing he can do, is if he goes, okay, I know I need to be able to fight 25 minutes with this guy, I'm going to pull back. You can't let somebody like Du Plessis get into that fight and find their rhythm and start to land those weird shots and stumble into a takedown on you, get on top. He's a big, heavy, strong dude, and he's a big guy for that weight class. So I think Khamzat's best chance is to just, rest on his laurels and go out there and do what he does all the time and hope to get him out of there in the first few rounds. And maybe he can, and maybe he'll prove us all wrong and show us that he is that good. But I think that's what he's got to do. I think he's got to fight him hard early, try to hurt him bad, and try to submit him. or knock him
Go
out.
full Khamzat.
Yeah. Go full Khamzat.
Go full Khamzat. Yeah, you can't go away from what got you to the dance, essentially. You know what I mean?
Yeah, not for the belt.
He's in the country. He's training. I saw him doing a little thing where he's like working on his cardio and jumping and doing steps and stuff like that. Yeah, Dricus isn't an easy man to beat. Far from it. He just finds a way to a way to win. People talk shit. They call him hunky clunky and jerky and off rhythm and all this type of shit. Bro,
it works.
He's getting it done, man.
It works, man. And it's true. Like nothing you're taught in an MMA class or a boxing class is what you want your students to look at when you see Du Plessis fight. But it doesn't matter. That's what's beautiful about mixed martial arts is if you can make it work for you and you can find a way to push your game plan out there and make it effective. It doesn't matter if it's pretty. There's too many variables. There's too many options in mixed martial arts. If you can find takedowns at weird angles and they're not the standard, American freestyle wrestling way, it doesn't matter. If that person ends up on their ass on the ground and you can choke them out, doesn't matter. If you're throwing punches that aren't necessarily textbook English style boxing, doesn't matter. Are you hurting them? Are you dazing them? Are you knocking them down? And Dricus just has a way to fight. He has a way to make fights happen and work in his favor. So I've started to love him over the years because of that.
He's big. He hits hard. I mean, he dropped Robert Whittaker with the jab, for crying out loud. And the crazy thing is when you look at both of their records, Khamzat and Dricus, Robert Whittaker's on there getting finished by both of them, which a few years ago would have never, ever have happened. But Whittaker says he's not done yet. He says that he's got a 4-step plan to becoming the champion again. Obviously, he's fighting Rainier de Ridder. Rainier de Ridder. Rainier de Ridder in Abu Dhabi. Are you fighting in? Are you commentating in Abu Dhabi?
Yes.
Oh, you are.
Yeah.
Are you commentating anywhere else before then?
Yeah, I'll be in. I'll be for Poirier. Yes. I will be there in New Orleans.
That's French.
New Orleans.
Are you doing New Orleans?
I'm doing New Orleans. Yeah.
You son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Look at Paul. All the big ones. Jesus Christ. My God.
All the big ones. Baku, Atlanta, New Orleans. Yeah, I mean, hey, we haven't been in the Apex much, so we're making big bucks.
We're on the big. Oh, that's right. We get paid more when we're at the Apex.
Yeah,
we do better. We do better. You're going to be. I'm kind of gutted. I'm not going to be in New Orleans. I love New Orleans.
I'm excited. Yeah.
Yeah. I got assaulted there last time I was there. We'll get into that after. But no, Whittaker's 4-step plan. Real quick before we move on. Who do you think, or what do you think that looks like? Obviously, he's fighting De Ridder. Obviously, he's got to beat De Ridder.
Yeah,
that's
what I'm doing right now.
If he loses to De Ridder.
Well, that's all. The 4-step plan is for sure. Number one is beat De Ridder, who is ranked 12. So he is fighting way down.
He wants to go against Adesanya again.
I think he's got to be either thinking somebody like Adesanya. Has he ever fought Sean Strickland?
No.
He's got to be thinking somebody like Strickland, who's still way up there, right? So that's another one. He could be thinking somebody like, Kyle Bahayo is trying to get big name fights. He could even fight and beat. Nasruddin Imavov. I don't know if he'll get that kind of fight because Imavov is pretty much saying he's next in line for the belt. But I would think, he's got to be thinking, win this one, beat somebody like Bahayo, beat somebody like Strickland, and then fight for the belt. That's what I would think he means by that. I think
Bahayo's going to fight Imavov.
Yeah.
On the undercard of Dricus and Khamzat.
But those are still options for him, right? So win or loser, either way, that's what I would imagine he's thinking.
If it's a 4-step plan, I'm just saying the 4 steps aren't easy because you got Dricus as the champ. He's already lost to him. Imavov is number 1. Strickland's there at number 2. That'd be a good one. That'd be a good matchup for
I
Robert.
like that fight. Yeah.
Khamzat is already lost, and he's fighting for the belt. Adesanya's been beaten by him twice. However, Adesanya, is he the same guy?
Maybe not the same, yeah.
He doesn't want to fight people behind him. I'm just saying the 4-step plan, it might be a bit long. Harrington, you were going to say something.
I was just checking. I believe Imavov versus Kaio's already been booked for September 6th at Acor in Paris. They're saving Imavov for the big Paris card.
Nice. That main event, I imagine, right, Mike?
It's got to be.
Yeah. That's the only fight announced on the card. It's not the only fight, but it's the main event.
Yeah,
I'm calling that one too.
I'm calling that one
too. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm going to go to Paris, and then we're going to go for a little, I don't know where we're going to go. We're going to have a week, me and the missus. We're going to be in Paris for a few days leading up to it. Then we were going to go to Venice for a few days, and then somewhere else. But now I'm starting to doubt my choice, because we're going to be in Europe. Kids are older. They don't care about us. You know what I mean? They can look after themselves for 5-6 days. It's fine. Lucas is 15, kids are 24 and 23, they'll be fine. So what I was thinking, we were going to go to Venice, get a bit of culture, and then somewhere else. But I'm thinking, hold on, Ibiza is still in full swing. I'm thinking we got to do a week in Ibiza and party our asses off one last time. I haven't told the missus yet, but honestly, that's what I'm thinking. I've got some friends in Ibiza that, they run all the clubs and shit like that. We'll get hooked up to the max. I'm not sure she's going to be feeling it, but that's what I'm thinking. Just, before we get too old, before we can't be bothered, I'm going to Ibiza, baby.
Yeah, I like that plan. I like that.
But anyway, the 4-step plan, I have no idea. All right, today's episode is sponsored by Huel. And if you are a busy man in the morning, if you are on the go, but you still want to get a complete nutritious meal in your body, but you don't have time to do it, well, guess what? Huel is here to save the day. They are today's sponsor, and they have you covered. Huel, Huel, and their Black Edition is a complete meal so you feel full, focused, and ready for the day. Little prep so you can grab and go. Huel's already sold over 500 million meals around the world, and now is your turn to try it. New customers right now can get 15% off at Huel.com when you use the code BELIEVE.